Ever feel like you've been somewhere before? Well, it is Thursday, September 30th of 2021. I'm almost back to the junction where the Creeper Trail and the AT split. I was last here December 13th of 2020. And the plan was to come back October of 2021 and finish up. Sure are a lot of bicyclists out today on the Creeper Trail. So in December I stayed straight and went to Damascus. And the side of the trail going this way is kind of stuck in my head ever since. And today is the day I finally get to go this way. The plan is only do like 4 miles. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. I think it's the Saunders shelter. Should get there before dark. I got a couple of gear changes I made. I used a hammock the last time. This time I'm going to try out a tent. I swapped out a couple of other odd and ends. I got a different pack. It's the same Osprey Atmos, but it's a 50, not a 65. Maybe we'll go through some of that when I get to camp. But we'll see how 5 miles goes, since I have not hiked one step in 11 months. I can tell you already it's not going to be as easy as it would have been. But we'll get through it, right? But if you've been waiting for me to get back on, today is the day. So that's northbound at what it calls a camp spot. Doesn't look like it's used very much. So 1.5 miles or 1.4 from where I started. About 3 miles from the shelter. Like 3.2, something like that. So far so good. It's getting a little warm. Probably stop in a little while and zip the pants legs off. But yeah, definitely not as easy as it was in December, but I don't think it'll take long to get back into it. You couldn't ask for better weather. I'm not seeing very much signs of anybody been through lately. No jabs from trekking poles or anything, so there's still southbounders out, I'm sure. But I expect to be pretty much alone, but we'll see. It's a good day for it though. I guess I gotta get used to talking to the camera again. It sounds like we'll be crossing a road here shortly. Haven't had cell service yet, so maybe I'll get some shortly. Hopefully at least before I get to the shelter. There was a comment in Gut Hooks from just 5 days ago where a hiker said a bear harassed him at the shelter all night. So I guess we'll see if there's any bears in the area if we stay there tonight. Which is the plan. I did resume this hike with my bear canister, so I don't have to worry about hanging a food bag. I think it said in the AWOL 2020 guide there's a bear locker or whatever here at the shelter, so I'm not going to too much worry about the bears. As long as he's not ripping the tent open, he can do whatever he does. I'm wearing the same Solomon shoes I picked up in Daleville last year. They're feeling good. I don't know what my pack weighs. I don't have a luggage scale to weigh it with. It seemed to me that it was lighter than I remember it being. I know there's several items I didn't put back in it. A couple items I changed for something else. So it'd be interesting to know whenever I get somewhere and can weigh it. But it's feeling pretty good today. And it's only going to get lighter as I eat food, so I had started to just carry enough food for the one night and then resupply in Damascus. But I had a suspicion I'd probably get too much food and buying the resupply at home. I could leave the excess there to pick up in a week or two. The camper and the wife are in a campground in Irwin, Tennessee. So I'm hiking home. That is the plan this go around. I just moved the camper and hike back home. I'll still probably stay at a couple of the hostels. But not as much as last year. So far, I've had a little climbing, but nothing major. So far, the terrain's pretty nice. Get those hiking specific muscles starting to gripe a little bit already. It's 3:10. So I think I'm making decent time. Should get to the shelter well before dark anyway. It'll be something different. Any of you followed along last time know I was notorious for getting there late. Hopefully we can fix that this time, but we'll just see how it plays out. This must be the stagnant pond. I don't think it was listed in gut hooks. It was an AWOL. Can't tell if it's natural or man-made, or there's a fire ring over there. Could be natural. But then it could be man-made too, who knows. Doesn't look very refreshing. Would probably be pretty buggy here, I imagine. It still hasn't quite gotten too cold or whatever for the mosquitoes. The chipmunks are still out and about. That's probably a man-made pond. I mean, that pipe could have been put in after the fact, but looks like somebody was trying to make several of them. Oh well, who knows? People been doing stuff in these mountains a long time, so. I'm going to have to make a few adjustments to my pack. The sternum strap, I'm going to have to raise it up. It's the first time I've hiked with this pack. But other than a few adjustments I'll have to make, the 50-liter seems to carry as well as the 65, so we just circled the pond. There's the fire ring that I saw from right there a while ago. This is one reason why I went with a tent. I never had a problem finding a place for a hammock. But for example, like this spot here, there's really nowhere, because those two trees are too close together. There's nowhere I could put my hammock, but yet there's I mean, it's not the best spot in the world, but if it's late in the afternoon, it would definitely work for a tent. So just gonna try them both. I've never did used a tent for backpacking, only car camping. So I guess, to be fair, try them both long distance and then see which one I think's better for me. So I've got some cell service on this ridge. ET was able to phone home. So I'm a mile and a half north of the Saunders shelter. It's just now 4 o'clock. I'm making decent time, I guess. I don't remember, it was 2 something when I started, so definitely going a little bit slower, but I'll just take it slow for a few days. Like the leg muscles warm up to it. I think I'm good on the cardio. I haven't. There was only one little climb that got my heart rate up, and it wasn't bad. So, but I think it'll be a few days, in a week or so, I'll probably be trucking along like before. We'll see. Starting to get hungry already, which is kind of surprising. I didn't eat anything this morning. I just got up, finished packing, and was ready to go for the shuttle driver. But I'm starting to get a little hungry, so I'll make a dinner. I got the same fuel can I had when I quit back in December, and hopefully the outfitter in Damascus has some more. I forgot to get one at the outfitter in Irwin. Because I don't think there's, well, there is no more outfitters or anything between Damascus and Irwin, I don't believe. So, yeah, gotta make sure I get a fuel can tomorrow. But have a good dinner tonight, hopefully. Got mac and cheese and bacon bits, one of my trail classics, potentially on the menu. So it looked in the elevation profile fairly flat till I get to the shelter. So terrain probably don't change much. So I should just cruise right in there. I'm sure you can't see it, but that little bit of a log there, going kind of slow. I got to it and there was a couple of yellow jackets flying around. So, being that I am allergic to those things, casually stepped over it, and it was just enough to make them swarm. But they didn't come after me, so. Whew. So I was wrong about the fairly flat. Whew. It's been mostly uphill. But I should have a mile or less. I would imagine a little less to get to the shelter. And that'll be good because I'm ready to stop. Now, I might could take a little break and it'll be good to go. But I'll be done for the day. It's been a good afternoon back, but we should be about done, so I'll check out the shelter shortly. The Saunders Shelter. Not a bad shelter. I won't be staying in the shelter. I'll be putting up my tent. But looks like there's plenty of options. There's the bear box. And it looks like the privy is right back in there. One of those nice airy open ones. So let's see what the bear box looks like. Nothing. That's the way it should be. Sometimes it's full of garbage and everything else. Well, I'm going to set my pack down and scout out a camp spot and get ready for the evening. So, I'm right here behind the shelter. Got my tent set up already. This is my second time setting this tent up. I set it up when we were camping at the Outer Banks. Was gonna sleep in it, but the sand would just, the tent stakes wouldn't hold. So the first time I've actually used it, it set it up pretty good. It's the Mir Lanshan 2-person trekking pole tent. It has 2 pullouts. I haven't put those up yet, but got air mattress all blowed up, sleeping bags lumpy from storage, Probably going to pull these out just a little from the outside. But yeah, we'll see how this tent thing does. It has its pluses and minuses, I'm sure, just like hammocks. But gonna go down to the water source and get some water. Probably gravity feed it. Just hang it from a trekking pole. Let it gravity feed. I used to hang it from the guy line of my tarp. Yeah, new stuff, just figuring it out. And first day, 5 miles, not bad. Tomorrow, I'm not sure. It's 9, almost 10 miles to Damascus. We'll have to load the map because the gut hook stops in Damascus. You have to load the next one. There's like a 13-mile stretch south of Damascus that's currently closed to camping due to aggressive bears. So, as much as I would hate to on day 2, it's possible I may stay in town. It just depends on how I feel and how far I'd have to hike past Damascus. So that's probably not going to change on this part of the AT. I'll just kind of wing it and go day by day. But yeah, day 1, 5 miles right at it, not bad. I'll get up tomorrow and do it again. Hopefully the bear from 5 days ago doesn't come around tonight, but I'll put my food and everything over in the bear locker anyway, so you never know. Well, anyway, we are back on the AT, and that concludes day 1, I guess. But it's technically day 156 if I'm counting the days that I spent to hike the whole trail. So that's what I'm going with, is day 156. Alright, unless anything super interesting happens, we'll see you in the morning.